Welcome to Cold and Delicious. I've never made this before, but look at what we have here, you guys. You know, when you think of the mall, one of the main places that comes to mind for me is at Teriyaki Chicken at Sarku Japan. Somebody's usually standing in the middle and they have the little tray with the samples and the toothpicks in it. I have not had this meal in at least 8 years. I grew this lion's mane mushroom that we actually use in this recipe, and for some reason the texture just took my mind there. We used a combination of lion's mane mushroom and soy curls to make our little teriyaki chicken, and I just can't believe it came out looking like this, you guys. Look at this. I'm so excited. I did wait a little too long to harvest my mushroom, so it did start to turn a little yellow, which is not good for the lion's mane. We need to go ahead and use this. So we're gonna make the marinade tonight, and we're gonna make our vegan teriyaki chicken tomorrow. Now this grow kit was pretty awesome. This is the North Spore collaboration with Turnip Vegan. Now if you're not familiar with Turnip Vegan, definitely check his channel out. Check the vibes, okay? He has the recipes. So it happened so fast and it got beautiful so quick that I was pushing my luck. I was like, okay, is it gonna get even bigger? Like, is it done? I don't know. So I waited a little too long before I decided to harvest it, but it still looks good. Then we're just gonna take some water and pour it in our soy curls so we can rehydrate them. And we're just gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes. So there we have all of our ingredients. I lightly cleaned off my mushroom. I didn't want to get it too damp. So now you see the texture of this beautiful lion's mane. It's very bouncy and squishy. Almost completely forgot to weigh my mushroom. I'd have been upset. 143 grams. Let's include the part that we cut off over here. We'll just say 150. So we have all of our ingredients prepped. We just have a 1/4 cup of avocado oil. That's our neutral oil of choice. A 1/2 cup of soy sauce. This is a 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder and a 1.5 teaspoons of white pepper. A teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of cornstarch. 3 tablespoons of cooking sherry wine. 1 teaspoon of agave. And then last, this is a cup of warm water with a 1/2 of a vegan bouillon chicken cube in here. And this is the brand for the bouillon cube. This is what our soy curl is looking like. Nice and hydrated now. So we are just going to take it over to the sink and squeeze the liquid out. When I tell you this smells so good. That's all. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge now, and we're gonna let this marinate overnight. I'll see y'all tomorrow. These veggies. So I'm just steaming them really quick. Not the broccoli. That's a heartache. It's on fairly high heat here. Dumping it in, okay? Ooh. Sprinkle in a little pink Himalayan salt, and then just a little bit of water, probably about 3-4 tablespoons. Put the lid on, and then I just let it steam for about maybe 2 minutes. So at 740, we'll take it out. So since I've never made this before, I'm honestly just gonna do my thing based upon the different recipes that I found with this sauce. I don't know what measurements I'm gonna use, so we're gonna figure it out together, okay? Let's do 1 cup of this broth, soy sauce, rice vinegar, cooking wine, sherry, agave, because we want to add a little sweetness. All right, and then we have our brown sugar. We had it bubbling like science project. We'll stir this up, and then now let's make our cornstarch slurries. We're calling you. So 1 tablespoon of cornstarch equals 2 tablespoons of flour. So let's do 1 tablespoon so it can be quite thick. Add a little bit of water to it. So let me actually give this a mix and we'll taste this first. And then we're gonna grate ginger and some garlic and cook it on the stove. Ooh, that is sweet. That's sweet. It's good, but it's sweet. Yeah. Let's slow down, okay? And let's reevaluate. You know, all I could do is put some more soy sauce in there. Let's do it. No need to sit around and talk about it. That'll work. I've never done this before. It just seemed like a good idea. Okay, so we got 2 cloves of garlic. All right, so there you have it, our ginger and our garlic. So let's take this all on over to the stove now. Sesame oil, grated ginger and garlic. So that's about brown. You don't want to burn your ginger and garlic up, so don't let it cook too long. We're just going to mix our cornstarch and water. If you've never used cornstarch before, it's used to make like gravies and things like that, so it's gonna thicken up. It may not look like it's doing anything at first, but as it sits or cooks, it will thicken up. You just want to make sure that you're there to mix it around so it doesn't clump up. So it's been 2 minutes, and as you can see, the consistency is thicker. Since it's actually bubbling, boiling, whatever, I'm gonna let it do so for another minute, and then we're gonna reduce the heat. And then once you reduce the heat, that's when it really starts to thicken up. Now let's turn it on low heat, or you can turn off the heat, but we'll turn it on low. And I mean like actual hello, they know. And actually, let's just turn it off completely, and we'll leave it on the burner. As you can see, it's still quite watery, so we'll reevaluate once it sits. We'll let it sit for about 3 minutes or so, and then if we need to add more cornstarch, that's all that is. Now I don't think that it's thick enough, so let's add in some more cornstarch. Let's make sure we really mix this in because we don't want it to leave clumps. I have to bust out the whisk because I don't want no problems. Now you just get your sauce to the consistency that you want it, and you go from there. It's been marinating for about 24 hours now. I know this is about to be fire. Look at how nice and bubbly that is, you guys. Just do the cornstarch slurry because I definitely think some of these chunks in here are cornstarch as well as the ginger and garlic. But I tried. I think that should be good enough now. We're just going to take it off the heat, and as it sits, it'll get thicker. Because I'm going to add in some more cornstarch to this as well because, you know, whenever they make it, it's like a big gloopy mess. And I did see one recipe where it was a big gloopy mess the same way it was supposed to be. And I think we need to make it more pasty. So I'm going to get some gloves and we'll go in here and add some cornstarch. We have our pan on fairly high heat because you want to make sure it's high. We only got a little bit of sesame oil left, but we're going to add some of this in here too. There's a lot of liquid in here. Leah, let's get some of this out. All right, I'm not ready for this to be this hot. Hold on. Shouldn't move too quick. So let's just sprinkle some of this on. I don't know how much. We got it on 6, and then let's mix. Hey, yeah, see, it got nice and gloopy. I probably could have used more cornstarch. We don't want to overcrowd it, so we'll probably have to do like oh, it looks like 2 batches. Ooh, pop my arm. Oh shit. Actually, we may be able to do it all in one. I don't want to overcrowd it though because we want a good sear. But it looks like we got one. Yeah, I definitely smell that good sear we're getting. It's probably burning. Let's just pour it off. Ooh, we are stuck, boys and girls. All right, so shit did get real. I really wish I would have busted the cast iron. Now I had to open up the balcony door to make sure the fire alarm didn't go off. So definitely should have did what the other folks did, got the cast iron. I mean, it's not too late. I feel like something like this I might want to actually go grab and fix. That's a lot of work though. Let's just taste the sauce now. Delicious. That is so good. Before I do this whole cast iron thing, I'm like, maybe I should just taste it just to see. Okay, let me eat this before I speak. One, I don't care enough to do anything with that cast iron. That's fine. Two, that tastes really good. I really like that lion's mane. Three, it is a tad bit salty. Yeah, it's a little bit on the salty side. We'll just make sure that we don't season our rice at all. The vegetables don't really have a lot of seasoning, so it'll balance out. I'm so excited to see how this comes out with the sauce. So yeah, texture is a bit off, but that's okay. Ooh. It could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. It could have flew in the food. I'm all right. I have faith that this is one is going to be real cold and delicious. You know what I mean? All right, you guys, so that wraps up our first attempt at a vegan teriyaki chicken, Sarku Japan style. I think it came out looking fabulous. We're gonna do a little taste test and let's find out if it's gonna be cold and delicious. I just wanted to make sure I thoroughly tasted it before I reported back. This is hitting. Do you hear me? It for sure takes me back. You guys, that is so good. It's not 100%. I say it's maybe like a solid 80% to what I remember it tasting like. This was a success, and this will be something that will pop up weekly for me. We just have to reduce the sodium level a bit. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Cold and Delicious. I hope that you enjoyed yourself here today. Let me know if you would try this recipe down below, and let me know if you know what I'm talking about with this meal in general. Like, is this something that you go to when you go to the mall, or you used to? Make sure that you subscribe, of course. Hit the bell notification because your girl will be posting. I'll see you for the next video.